You would think that the Minnesota Vikings offense, featuring nuclear weapon Justin freaking Jefferson, the wide receiver one in the league, would get a little bit of respect, as well as throwing first-round pick Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson is a top 3 tight end in the league, and he ain't 3. KJ Osborne's going to light it up in the contract year, and you would think that the Vikings offense under Kevin O'Connell will get a little bit of respect, but of course we know. We know the reason why. Even though Kirk Cousins balled out last year, 8 fourth quarter come from behind game-winning drives. Yes, 4th and 8, whatever. But again, go through that play. Horrible play call. What were his options? Throw it up to JJ in triple coverage? Sure. Or take a sack or let Hawkinson try and break 1 tackle. Other than that, whatever. But Bleacher Report. The geniuses. The national media jabroni haircuts over there. Top 10 offenses in the NFL post-NFL draft. And, I don't see, let me get my gritty goggles on. I don't see the Vikings name on there. Alex Ballantyne or Ballantyne Alex. I don't know which one is first. But the Vikings did clock in at number 12 in the rankings. Vikings, blah, blah, blah. Now, the Vikings were ahead of the Jets. So it's kind of nice. But 2022 EPA ranking 18, 2022 scoring rank 8. Key additions: Josh Oliver, Jordan Addison. Key losses: Irv Smith Jr., Adam Thielen. So obviously those two are pretty clear upgrades. Josh Oliver is the best blocking tight end in the National Football League. Irv couldn't stay healthy. Thielen, I love him forever, but it is what it is. And Addison is a clear upgrade in terms of getting separation, which is the name of the game in the modern NFL. And the Vikings. This is what they wrote. Barring any major moves from here until week 1, the Vikings are mostly bringing back the same offense that was 18th in EPA but 8th in scoring. It was one of the best. It was one of the biggest gulfs between the two metrics in the league last season. Oh, so the Vikings don't get credit for putting up yards and points because of an EPA, because of an undefined metric that's proprietary. Okay. Sure. Essentially, they'll be even though I do respect Football Outsiders. Anyways, essentially, they'll be swapping out Irv Smith Jr. as their second tight end for Josh Oliver. The latter is a better fit. With TJ Hawkinson taking over the primary pass-catching tight end, Oliver makes sense as a blocking specialist. Yes. Replacing Adam Thielen and Jordan Addison gives them a little more juice. Thielen's production had declined each of the last 2 seasons, and Addison is an explosive rookie receiver who could thrive right away across from Justin friggin' Jefferson. The result is an offense that might only be marginally improved from last year's. They get some points for continuity, but it's hard to see them being much more than they were last season. And this ranking generally splits the difference between scoring offense and EPA per play. Well, at least you're splitting the difference between only two, one stat and then one metric. Cool. But reasons why the Vikings offense is top 10. First off, they were a top 10 offense last year because, again, he can talk about, whoa, they're only 8th in points. At the end of the day, isn't that all that matters? Or I was told that points and point differential is literally the only stat that matters. But they were 7th in yards, 8th in points last year. A second year under Kevin O'Connell, having some continuity, and also not having to change play callers, not having to change scheme, not having to change language and nomenclature is going to be really important. Jefferson is the reigning, defending offensive player of the year, as well as an MVP finalist, really coming into his own as the best receiver in the game, and he'll continue to grow there. Kirk is coming off the best season of his career. And I know the national media jabroni haircuts want to hate on Kirk, but guess what? You know, all the records that Jefferson has been breaking the first 3 years in the league, who's been throwing him the ball? He ain't throwing it to himself. All right, so put a little bit of respect on Kirk's name. Health and continuity up front along the offensive line. Darisaw missed time twice last year with concussion. O'Neal obviously had the Achilles, and I believe that Bradbury can be solid if he's healthy. That back issue obviously got squared away. At Ingram in year 2 should be improved. Ezra, maybe it'll finally click in a contract year. I don't know, man. But having that continuity up front, I trust Chris Cooper. And even though, yes, Dalvin had a career low of 4.4 yards per carry, and yes, Kirk Cousins had the career high in sacks and pressures, I think that things will improve up front because they can't get any worse. Famous Vikings fans' last words. Fresh legs in the backfield. Who knows what's going to happen with Dalvin? But I believe in Madison. I believe in Chandler. I believe in Kinkenna. I believe in Dwayne McBride. Hawkinson for a full offseason. Remember, Hawkinson came in at the trade deadline week 9 against the Commies and had 9 catches. So, again, full off season, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason, learning and absorbing the offense. So, all the stats that Hawkinson put up last year, where after the trade deadline, he was basically tight end 2 in the league behind Travis Kelce. Imagine what he can do fully integrated into this offense. Ooh, love it, man. Also, massive upgrades at tight end 2 and wide receiver 2. So Josh Oliver is going to change what the Vikings want to do. They can be heavy up front. They can run the ball with authority. I think Oliver's an underrated pass catcher as well. He's a 3rd-round pick out of San Jose State. I believe pick 69. nice by the Jaguars for a reason, as well as Jordan Addison. Again, I'll love Adam Thielen forever, but Addison can get open, and that's the name of the game. He's got a good attitude. He's got a good disposition. I think that Addison and KJ are going to compete and make each other better, and it's going to be beautiful, man. Absolutely. And lastly, one cold outdoor game on the schedule, and that's Cincinnati late in the season. And that's important because guess what? That does favor the offense. So the Vikings are going to put up all the points in the world. I mean, we're talking about averaging 33, 34 points per game, but it's okay. Hey, Bleacher Report, just made the list. Just made the list, man. But again, will the Vikings have a better offense than the Jaguars? Yes. Will they have a better offense than the Ravens? They got weapons. Monk is going to open things up. Will Lamar earn his money? Possibly, but yes, I would take the Vikings over them. I would take the Vikings over the Chargers. I would take the Vikings over the Lions, even though the Lions are everyone's cat's ass right now. The Niners, Shanahan has proven that they're quarterback proof, so who knows? I would take them over the Cowboys, yes. The Bengals, close. Eagles, close. Bills, close. Chiefs, close. So I would firmly put the Vikings in the top 6 minimum, and they're probably not 6, but again, it's okay. Just making the list. Just making the list, man. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Bleacher Report says that the Vikings are not a top 10 offense. Okay. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.